So today guys, I'm having a special topic, and the topic is on children and technology. We'll be addressing children and technology, and the other topic, important topic we will address in this is on something we call juvenile delinquency. Juvenile delinquency. These are mostly social terms, or the juvenile delinquency is a social term which is mostly used in connection with children. So we will be expounding on those two main topics: children and technology, and then juvenile delinquency. Juvenile delinquency. Technology on kids today and tomorrow, and that technology presents children with the problems and helps them to learn how to make decisions. Technology presents children with the problems and helps them to learn to make decisions. If you've been following technology developments of late, you might have heard of something new in the market known as artificial intelligence, and maybe some things like chat GPTs, chat GPT. With the technology, it presents us with gadgets like computers, like tablets, laptops, mobile phones, and with new improvements, with the new development, there has come different ways of solving issues, and some of these issues have been automated through what we call artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence relies mostly on chips, something we call a chip, that has been fed with the programs that can be able to sort out issues as directed or as programmed by a human being. This also works, or rather is almost synonymous to chat GPTs, which are programs fed in a chip, then mounted on these gadgets like mobile phones, like tablets, like laptops, like desktop computers, and can be able to sort out issues, or can be able to perform some robotic actions that helps to sort out different issues. So on children, when you use these gadgets, children will be presented with different challenging questions or challenging life issues or happenings, and they will use these gadgets in order to sort out, or to learn how to sort out the issues or the problems that they are presented with. And there are different, or technology has different importance. Technology is important in different ways. And number one, on the advantage side of technology, is that it helps children become independent learners more quickly. For children who are exposed to technology, and especially at the school level, and even home-based situations, home-based platforms, you'll find that these children will become independent learners very quickly without the need of an instructor, or without necessarily having a teacher or an instructor to guide them. They will independently know how to sort out different problems using the technology gadgets, which we named like computers, laptops, tablets, mobile phones, etc. Technology also helps children to explore topics and interact on their own. Because of the different platforms, because of different programs, because of different applications that are fed into the gadgets, then they can even be able to develop other challenges, other questions on themselves. And then with interacting with the technology gadget that is in place, they are able to interact with it and come up with the solution on that certain topic on their own. Technology also helps children to learn the importance of building communities and how to interact with the people in social situations. And what are communities? Community refers to that clique, that group, that maybe age group that they come up with, maybe for playing a certain game, maybe for interacting in a social media platform. And then, because of forming these groups, because of forming these social groups, because of forming these maybe academic groups, they are able to interact. They form that community that they can be able to use in order to sort out issues or in order to socialize in different ways. Technology also helps children in connecting with the family members, friends, and through various communication platforms like video calls, messaging applications, and social media. This helps in enhancing communication skills. Because of that exposure, because they are able to have maybe mobile phones at their disposal, because maybe at school they are having tablets, they are having maybe laptops, they are having computers, which are mostly connected in maybe a local area network, maybe in a metropolitan network, maybe in the internet. Then they are able to form social groupings, maybe with the families. It could be with the families, it could be with the friends, it could be with the people maybe in the diaspora, because technology brings or makes a global village, and then through using that global village, or through that global village, they are able to interact through different applications, maybe on WhatsApp, maybe on Instagram. It could be through presenting their content in TikTok or in YouTube, if they are able to create that content which can be able to be shared by different groupings. Then this said, it doesn't mean that technology maybe helps out in everything. It doesn't mean that. There are different ways in which technology is working negatively in the social life or in the development of a child's life. And it's for this reason that I say that we'll also explore the cons, the negative side of technology, which brings about what we call juvenile delinquency. Juvenile delinquency. Juvenile delinquency is an academic literature which refers to a young person who has committed a criminal offense, and this criminal offense might not necessarily be that physical. It could be referring, or it could refer to something like cyber crimes, because with the cyber crime, we know it is the one which is now committing a lot of negative things by either adults, by children, and name anyone who is in the internet world, who is globally connected, either through internet or through communication gadgets. So there are negative issues that are rising from people because of the exposure to technology, and this still shares across through to the children that we have, maybe through our televisions, that is TVs, through our tablets, through our mobile phones, through our their laptops, which are mostly connected to the internet, or through programs that they develop themselves, because even many children have become developers or programmers of applications that are used by technology gadgets. And one of the negative effects that is coming about with the technology and affecting our children is addiction issues. Addiction on electronic devices, such that a kid or a child will even stay in the house a whole day because he or she is watching some applications in the mobile phones, in the tablets, in the laptops, maybe through the internet. And that addiction means that this child might develop social issues because of not socializing, because of not having time to socialize with the outside world. Then number two, it aggravates psychological disorders. You know, psychological disorders like annoyance on small issues. You get a child getting moody, getting annoyed, getting physical because of very small issues, because this child is not social to the outside world, has not grouped with the community outside, and so because of this, he or she develops an antisocial behavior that can aggravate psychological disorders. Number three, it causes structural brain changes. It shrinks on emotions, or that brain development that comes about with the socializing, that comes about with interacting with the outside world, is interfered with, which means that the structural brain has been affected. And these are issues, these negative issues, these negative effects in technology is what will bring about what we are calling juvenile delinquency. This child can start like behaving in an awkward manner. This child develops antisocial behaviors. This child develops behaviors that are not compatible with the other people in the outside world, and it can easily translate into committing crimes, whether knowingly or unknowingly. It could be physical, or it could be through cyber crimes. It lowers, or technology lowers, emotional intelligence. It lowers emotional intelligence, and within emotional intelligence, it is that which comes about with what we call structural brain changes. And this will come about because of not socializing, not interacting with the outside world. The world of this child is just surrounded, it is just within the vicinity of the gadgets that he or she interacts with. And then another thing is that technology triggers phobia. Phobia is also a literature word that is used especially in social platforms to refer to fears. Fear of other people, fear of that low esteem, not believing your of technology on children is that it reduces the feeling of pleasure. It reduces the feeling of pleasure. With the technology, this child is always, or this young person is always on his gadgets or on her gadgets, and then the pleasure that comes about with the socializing, the pleasure that comes about with interacting with the outside world, the pleasure that comes around with knowing what is around you, whether through taking a walk, socializing with other people, meeting the outside world, it is not there. It negates this, and so with this, it deprives the child of that pleasure in socializing, because you are always on your technology gadget and nothing else. It lowers self-esteem. Lowering self-esteem because of those brain changes, because of believing that all what you have, all what you get, all what you need is to have your phone, is to have your laptop, is to have your maybe computer on the internet, and then all what you can interact with is not physical world, but the world that is just surrounded by the internet or by the gadgets around you. It can also lead to this now juvenile delinquency. And juvenile delinquency, I've said that it is a general term that refers to crime committed by an underage. Yeah, crime that is committed by an underage. This crime could be a cyber crime. This crime could be a physical crime that is maybe committed knowingly or unknowingly, because of not being social, because of not interacting with the outside world, because of believing that all what you have is within you. It is what is surrounded by the gadgets that you are interacting with. And because of influence of the things that you see in the internet, because of the influence of the adverts, of the trailers that you can see about movies, about applications, about vlogs, it triggers that feeling or that behavior of believing it's only you, the world is just surrounded by you, the gadgets around you, and the internet. And then it makes you not to be able to appreciate the other people outside your circle. It also can cause, technology can cause healthy issues for the children who are always on their television, who are always on their mobile phones. That light that comes from these gadgets, that different resolutions brought about by videos, brought about by cartoons, brought about by the trailers about movies, those movies, maybe mostly action movies, they will provide you with trailers which are mostly on action. And that light that comes with those gadgets, that's always straining and being keen to see what is on the screen, can affect your eye health. It can interfere with your eyes, and sometimes you strain to see, you strain to open your eyes. Your eyelids become so dry such that every other time you want to open your eyes, you have to struggle like to open them, or to see, to be able to see things which are far. You become either long-sighted or short-sighted, or your eyes just develop some light issues. Adopting to some technological behavior and way of doing things like violence is another negative effect. So that you only believe in your world, you only believe in the small social setting that you have with your gadgets, nothing outside you that you can maybe accommodate. You only believe what you are doing is what is right, because you are not used to socializing with the outside world. You only believe what is presented by the internet, what is presented by the gadgets is what is right, and it is what you should only focus on. So, my people, these are just but small, important areas that we should look at, both the negative and both the positive and negative effects of technology, and how we should appreciate it, how we should have a controlled way of interacting with our technology, and especially for the children, because for them, they have little to do. If they are not maybe in school, they have little to do. They are not as busy as you are in jobs or in any other place, but their world could be only around the gadgets that they have. And you don't know sometimes what the cartoons they are watching presents them with in terms of adverts, in terms of trailers, in terms of other media that comes about, especially with advertising, and especially if you are online, or especially if you have downloaded a movie or a cartoon that has adverts from within itself by the creators or by the programmers or by the content creators of that video. So thank you for listening, thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe, please like our video, and share to the other social media platforms. Thank you.